is on the air with WSA Snocross. The Castle Racing Manufacturers Cup from Shakopee, Minnesota. Hi, I'm Paul Page with Greg Kramer, and we're ready to do it once again on this horse track in the summer and Snocross in the winter. Malenko's snowmaking report, temperature a brisk 16 degrees. Good news is light winds and a light overcast. Here's the qualifying results in pro stock with what is the prize, Blair Morgan up at the top.
That's a spot he seems to be in a lot. Notice Tate very strong. Here's Levi Lavallee. He's been known as being awfully fast since he turned pro, but a little problem finishing. He finally cracked the top 5 at Valcourt, and he finished 4th in the first round today. Maybe he's got that formula for finishing figured out.
Pro stock points currently after 6 rounds with Morgan, Hibbert, Kuster, the top 3. We're set now to go qualifying in pro stock. We begin with round 2. Reimer, Sabinski, Beck, Lavallee, Blair Morgan. This thing is loaded.
Trevor John right there, way to the inside, got off the line well, but that sweeping move around the outside, Paul, by Kohanski may have paid off.
Good move, though, by Trevor John. It's keeping him up at the front. And he and Kohanski go side by side, and they nail one another.
Yeah, a little bump and grind there, and it looks like Trevor's going to get the best of that. Look at that move! Right down to the inside, Morgan trying to cut underneath. Paid off. Oh.
Morgan, Sabinski back and forth. But 7C looks like he's going to come to the front. Well, he hasn't been able to do it yet. Here he comes in. He stabs Sabinski. Goes wide.
Boy, Carl Shakopee, having done of it, closed that door and did it furiously. And there's Levi right at the outside of Morgan's shoulder.
Levi Lavallee, that red sled way over on the far left. As he comes alongside Morgan, cuts to the inside.
I think he had a nice idea there, but he had to cut so far to the inside to try and make it work. He actually got up on an unlevel piece of ground and had to back out of it a little bit. There's Levi, but once again, sits forth. And now, see, right there, did you see how he pancaked that? One, it cost him momentum and gave Kohanski a run.
And here comes Kohanski. He gets the nose past Lavallee. Kohanski goes to 4th.
But that kind of landing is what gets Levi in trouble. He's so aggressive. When he hits like that, that's what puts so much strain on driveline components.
In the meantime, we look at the fight for a second as Morgan gets around Carl Sabinski, moves into 2nd behind Trevor John.
Oh, Morgan, look at that. He looked down just a little bit, trying to spot some lines, looking for anything. Now, keep in mind, we've talked about this ad nauseum, but it's really a huge factor. Trevor's running with a very painful left shoulder, and he has decided he has to wait right now, and he's going to do surgery. Oh!
That looks like he got hit on the arm.
Looked like Levi just slapped him at it with that left elbow area. Coming down, Morgan trying to cut underneath.
Here comes Morgan around John and picks up the lead.
He should almost have a little registered trademark with that pass every time. Nobody executes it like he does.
He is smooth. Blair Morgan, consider that stat.
That is
virtually unbeatable.
You see him get the sled actually bicycled up on that inside ski and just stays absolutely on the throttle. That is exploring the very edge of speed, grip, the whole program around that corner. Here comes Lavallee.
Back to 4th place, 3 laps to go. Lavallee finally noses inside him. And Lavallee gets around Kohanski.
Now, you know, that may have been a great candidate for Noel to be able to do that back off, turn underneath on a cutback pass, but you watch him bouncing into the apex of that turn. If you're bouncing and rebounding like that, you can't get the brakes on. They only have to the track, obviously, so you skate a little bit on the skis. You can't get it stopped and turned in time to make that counter pass. So Levi finds himself looking very strong.
Back to the front, the 7C Skidoo of Blair Morgan.
Well, look at the distance he's put on the rest of this battle here.
And what he has, though, is created a battle now between Trevor John and Carl Sabinski for 2nd place.
There's your margin right there. At this track for this race, they've actually got the first turn, then the second turn goes a little deeper than usual, a 180 hairpin, then a quick right-hander onto that backstretch. And Morgan has figured out a very quick line out of that hairpin and through that quick right-hand kink. Here's Trevor, and as I was mentioning, Paul, they've decided he needs surgery. He said he's going to fight it out to get to the end of the season.
But at the point, Blair Morgan now beginning to pull away from second place Trevor John. Carl Sabitsky on that 96 Polaris doesn't seem to be able to mount a challenge at the back of Trevor John, but Levi LaValle seems like he might be able to.
Yeah, he's definitely found the pace right now. At that time, he cleared that jump a little bit better. Oh, Carl almost offloaded.
And Levi goes way wide to try to take advantage of it and almost dumps it himself. Now they go side by side. Oh, look at that as he comes screaming across the front. Well, Levi did everything that he could have done, but it wasn't enough to get past. Blair Morgan is the winner of round 2 in Pro Stock qualifying.
He is still looking down again. He keeps looking down at that sled. I wonder if Morgan's sled may not be totally healthy.
Well, at the same time, all around the place with his antics, a lot of folks are looking at Levi LaValle.
Well, I mentioned that aggression of his. He got into Kohansky in this race. He got into Amasalo at the start of the year. He even had a little moment with Tucker Hibbert in Valcourt.
There was a little bump. It's not fun if somebody pulls you behind and you crash. I mean, it's a little bit stupid racing.
He needs to settle down a bit on the track, I think, but it'll come back to him sometime.
Well, we welcome you back to Shakopee, Minnesota, the Castle Sales HJC Manufacturers Cup. We're still in Pro Stock where there's an interesting situation developing between Justin Tate and Blair Morgan.
Absolutely, they both qualified equally the same, tied for the #1 spot, went all the way through all the tiebreakers down to the coin toss. Guess who won?
Blair Morgan.
You would be correct, sir. You would be correct, sir. Now, I had mentioned that it looked like LaValle was going straight to the final. He ended up with 2-4. Not good enough. He had to win the LCQ. A little earlier, Jerry Bernardo visited with him.
You're pretty much the #1 guy for Polaris right now. You put the pressure on yourself.
I think that I'm capable of getting a podium, and maybe I push a little too hard. I should calm down in the earlier laps and just let things kind of go as they come or whatever. And
Hewitt, 1 spot out of a podium in the star class in Valcourt, Canada.
getting closer. I'm hoping this weekend we put it together and I get up on the podium. The team is doing a great job. I definitely feel I have some of the best players out there.
If you don't podium this weekend, I'm kicking your... Oh, God!
I'm podium for sure then.
Sean is far more serious than Levi. Get over here right now. Think Levi can get on the podium, or are you going to do that for him?
Yeah, I'm going to knock Levi out of the position.
For sure. Now listen, now wait, hold it! You know what's the best thing about these guys? Nothing. Levi just talked some smack where he said he's the #1 Polaris rider. How does that make you feel?
We'll just have to see.
You know what I like about him? Nothing. Cut.
Well, Sean Crapo finished second in round 1 of qualifying, won in round 2.
Paul, I think, he's now totally healed from that broken bone after the opening round of Duluth. Plus, his confidence is tough, and he's going to need it to go up against these 2 guys up top.
Well, there are the qualifying results at the end of rounds 1 and 2. It's time for, Inside Cross with Greg Kramer. Inside Cross is brought to you by Ride FX, high performance shocks.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Inside Cross. Now, we're at the Castle HJC Manufacturers Cup, and all 4 of the major manufacturers are sponsors of the event. Now, you may think that's a little ironic because Yamaha is not racing in Snocross at all this year, but they have been very active. And they have a very impressive display right here at Canterbury. But the question for Yamaha is, what happened to your Snocross program, and what about the future?
We are racing, but not in the Snocross arena. The racing we're doing is the oval races, drag races. We just came out with the RX-1, a very performance-oriented 4-stroke, but with the rules and regulations for snowcross racing, there isn't really a place for that.
What about the future? Does Yamaha have any concrete plans at this time to step back into snowcross?
Well, I think that'll depend on the rules and regulations right now. We always want to race what we build, but we also have to focus our building momentum onto the trail riders, which is really the center of the market.
We hope to see you back in snowcross, certainly, and we hope to see that RX-1 leading the way in terms of the environment. Thanks.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
We welcome you back to WSA Snocross, the Castle Racing HJC Manufacturers Cup. Yeah, he did it again. A 3-time gold medalist at Winter X, Blair Morgan.
Currently also leading in both the Pro Stock and Pro Open classes, but his team has had some tough moments. Remember this, in Syracuse, horrific crash for Steve Taylor, and Taylor really got his bell rung. Everybody was very concerned as he left the track. And Jerry Bernardo, check with Jamie Ansu, see how Steve's doing.
What's the report on Steve Taylor's progress after his nasty crash?
He's progressed well this week. He got a lot stronger, a lot more stable, and he had no broken bones. He's got a bit of a stiff neck. He's got a really bad concussion is really what it amounts to. And he'll probably be gone for the rest of the year because we want him to heal properly and slowly, and we all wish him well.
I understand this could be a pivotal race for Blair Morgan.
For sure, this time of year it gets really important. Blair's got a 20-odd point lead on Tucker, and if we can come out this weekend, with a positive weekend, maybe gain a few points or for sure break even. There's only 3 more races for him to catch us. Last year we had a bad weekend here, and it kind of gave Tucker a bit of breathing room and put more pressure back on us. So it is a very important weekend for us.
Are you threatened at all by this? Because you are super confident.
No, I'm not really threatened. I'm just going to go out and do what I've been doing the last bunch of races. Go out there and smoke them.
Do those sideways wheelies out of the turn, standing up, shooting huge torrents of snow, chucking ice balls at everybody's faces.
I do that on purpose. If I get the lead and I know someone's right behind me, I'll roll a jump and then roost down the backside like a squid does.
In the NHL Stanley Cup when they don't shave, tell me he's not getting serious. Look at that. Just like a hockey player from Canada. Don't you hate when your dad does that? Wait, the Diva's here. Ladies and gentlemen, Carl Kusta, 47C. Wait, you rubbed my hair off. Ah! You know what? I'm a serious television interviewer. You ready?
Yeah.
There's one person that could threaten 7C. It's you. 3rd in points in both classes.
I think that's pretty good. It's good for the team. It's good for me. And I want to do a lot better in the last few rounds. I think that's pretty good.
You know why this guy wants to do good? Because on his birthday, he was caught in an avalanche up to his chest in snow. Dude, you know what I'm saying? Avalanche, you live?
I'm picking up what you're laying down.
I'm reading your mail.
All right.
Now go forth and prosper and dig a big trench and pop a huge wheelie.
I can't tell you how much I missed Jerry Bernardo while I was away and he was warming this seat. There's Carl Kuster, 47C, the Diva.
The Diva, take a look at that stat. 7 top 5 finishes in both classes this year. That's why he's 3rd. In that feature, we talked about Morgan. This is a pivotal race. It's a pivotal season for Carl, and he seems up to it.
Yeah, he has really come through. Ready Pro Stock final, 12 laps.
Pentland popped off the outside, not a lot of room, and he got badly squeezed.
And
Crapo
guess
up
what?
front.
Crapo, Morgan, and Crapo takes the lead.
Crapo also got the Sport Tech Hole Shot Award, but look at that move by
not for
Morgan.
long. Morgan gets down on the inside. He takes it back away from Crapo. Hibbert and Tate, they battle now. Hibbert, the cat, number 68.
Hibbert played that start nicely. He was inside. He didn't get off the line great, but he just waited for everybody to float a little wide. That's where it caused Pitlick to go off and cut in a little tighter. Managed to come out okay.
Hibbert is losing ground here.
Now he is. You see him getting crossed up over the jump. Now once again, it's cold right now, Paul, so the snow comes off the sleds in a real fine dust, not real windy, kind of hangs a little bit. Visibility in these packs is really difficult.
Well, and he has got Justin Tate working all over him from 4th place.
Right there, you saw it, went for that tear off, and a little crossed up for Tate. Tucker coming after Crapo. There's that cutback move, but he actually, his ski just clipped Crapo's track to see if he had to actually put his foot down. A little worried about coming off.
So Crapo maintains second place. Hibbert has not had the best of years in pro stock.
Yeah, 2 wins is all he's been able to notch up. The one in Duluth that he started the season with, catching Ibsen, and only one other. So it's time for him to step it up. And as we heard Jamie Ansu say, that coming into this round, Morgan's got a decent points lead. But if he struggles here, Hibbert can catch up. But if Morgan can actually have a good run and Hibbert struggles, that can really open up this championship chase.
Hibbert works hard on Crapo. Tate's fallen back just a bit.
But you knew Hibbert wasn't going to make it easy for Morgan here, even if he's leading.
Here comes Hibbert. And Hibbert, well, he hasn't taken him yet. Now he's got him.
But there you just saw a glimpse of the margin. Hibbert's got an awfully long way to go here. And we're well into this race at this stage, so I don't know. Seems like it's pretty tough duty for Tucker, but look at him tripling, Paul.
Wow, Hibbert is so good when he's good.
Unbelievable. He's the first guy I've seen triple that back section. And if he can keep doing that, I mean, he can make up a lot of time, but boy, Morgan's lead way out there. Ooh!
There is Crapo, the Polaris sitting back in third.
Saw Hibbert get a little squirrely, gives you an idea of just how hard he's pushing right now. He's opened it up a little bit on Crapo, but not a lot.
Skidoo, Cat, Polaris, 1, 2, 3. Morgan, Hibbert, Crapo. Back to second place, 68, Tucker Hibbert.
Boy, again, you see Tucker, he is on the edge, giving that sled 105, 110%. I'll tell you what, Crapo may not be quite as quick at this stage, but I'm liking what I'm seeing because he is starting to really air it out with confidence. He's driving beautiful lines, landing on the down slopes. I really think Crapo is coming along awfully, awfully well. And Justin Tate, well, I'll tell you, great qualifying effort, just not quite there in terms of pace today.
Hibbert still chasing Morgan.
Look at that.
Oh, that's pretty riding.
Just ultra on the throttle, aggressive, doing everything he possibly can.
And Justin Tate's got himself a problem. Levi LaValle, we've been following him, but he's struggling back at 10th. And back to second place, Tucker Hibbert, who runs alone. Separation pretty good. Fifth place, Tommy Amasalo, number 27.
Well, with Tate's off, obviously Kuster moved up, and Amasalo is definitely one of the quick sleds on the track right now. And Morgan's actually going to be coming up into a little bit of traffic. And there's Tucker. Paul, he's definitely made some ground up.
Yeah, with 5 to go now, Tucker Hibbert nibbles away at Blair Morgan's lead. And Blair is going to get caught up in traffic with Trevor John just ahead of him.
Yeah, boy, you can still see that margin with only 5 laps to go. And I mean, I can't imagine that Morgan is going to be going that slow here, that Tucker's going to be able to make that up. And here's Kuster, and you saw Amasalo. Amasalo's closing.
Yeah, Kuster's going to be worried by Amasalo pretty quickly here. Amasalo still has plenty of room to make the pass.
Look how far forward Kuster's getting up and over those bars and off the side of the sled in that hairpin to try and get that thing to pivot.
Back at the front, Morgan. But here comes Hibbert.
Morgan did get by Trevor John, so big breath of relief, I'm sure, from him. You see that there, Paul? Morgan again, he's not being able to do that double triple that Hibbert has been able to do, especially when he's in clear traffic.
Now Hibbert begins to close steadily with 3 laps to go, and traffic is a factor.
See, there Morgan was able to double over a couple of those big gaps going into that turn, but Hibbert's matching him there, but it's on the back straight here. Watch this. There's where double, and then he can't do it. Look at Hibbert flying right there.
Oh, man, Hibbert is so good in this round. Unbelievable. Here comes Hibbert. Tries to get his nose under for the lead.
Paul, I am stunned that he made up that much ground, and it's coming primarily where he's tripling on that backstretch. For some reason, Morgan can't answer there.
Oh, Hibbert is flying that sled like the Blue Angels. He's still in second. Traffic ahead of the leader, Morgan. And Hibbert's right there knocking on the door.
Watch for his move down this backstretch. If he can do it, should be right in the air.
This would be it. Oh, no problem at all. Tucker Hibbert takes the lead. It's Cat Skidoo Polaris.
Just to let him know he was there, Morgan gave him a little tap like, "You dog."
Oh, look at Hibbert. Morgan's trying to come back on the inside. Oh, he almost loses it. And he saves it.
That is one of the biggest wrecks I've never seen happen. Unbelievable save by Hibbert. Well, I bet his adrenaline meter's just about pegged after that, too.
You scared me. You're beginning to sound like Bobby Unser now.
Oh, sorry. Well, Paul, you know.
No, don't even go there. Hibbert, Morgan, Crapo, 1, 2, 3. A come from behind win for Tucker Hibbert. Oh, that was beautiful. Morgan will be second. This is Trevor John coming up. Morgan saying, what were you thinking?
Well, anytime you're in traffic, you think you've been held up, but I thought he got by Trevor pretty quickly.
And you watch Mike Island, who finished back in 7th. Tucker Hibbert with his 3rd pro stock win of the season. And what a great race that was. Wow.
Perhaps best of the season, man. Just a great comeback drive. And right here, watch where it happens. There's Morgan. Tucker doubles there, but it's right here. Morgan hasn't been able to triple this. And boom, Tucker absolutely launches Paul. I don't think I've ever seen anybody go by Morgan that fast.
Right through the sky. Like taking candy from a baby. Hibbert, Morgan, Crapo. Now let's send you down to Jerry Bernardo.
T-Train, the most exciting race I've seen all year long. You hunted down 7C, chased him, and took the win. I noticed you looking over in the waning laps at the flag. Did you know exactly where you were and how much time was left?
Yeah, I knew where I was, but I didn't know exactly what laps we had left, so I was checking back, and I didn't know for sure how much time I had, so I just wanted to catch Blair real bad. And battle was Sean at the start, and just knew I had to get by him if I was going to catch Blair, so I wanted to win real bad and worked hard for it.
Now let's talk about that almost crash in the back section. You were riding on the hood.
Yeah, I was. I don't know what happened there. I just had to take a little different line than what I was used to and got a little out of control, but luckily I stayed on, and we'll live to see another race.
See you, man.
Later.
So Tucker Hibbert takes the win in Pro Stock. Coming up next, it'll be Pro Open qualifying. Morgan and Hibbert go at one another once again. It's WSA Snocross. Well, we welcome you back to Shakopee, Minnesota, the Castle Racing HJC Manufacturers Cup. I'm Paul Page with Greg Kramer. Pro Open. 6 laps. And here we go.
That is a sweet sound, isn't it?
Engines come up, they're underway.
And that's Tate on the outside in the black Polaris trying to get a run on Wolf. Did he get? He did get him.
Yeah, Tate takes the lap. Well, maybe not. Wolf's going to come right back at him. Wolf on the 17, Tate on the 28. Tucker Hibbert down there inside on the 68.
You see Tucker coming through that little right-handed kick, way to the inside, on the throttle, doing the wheelie to get all the track down, and that's what launched him right by Wolf.
Now they spread out. Here is Justin Tate. Here comes Hibbert. We're going to see more aerobatics by Hibbert this race.
Well, in theory, it's easier to do on the open sleds because you've got more throttle to work with, gives you better ramp speed. We'll have to see. And Justin Tate, I'll tell you, the guy is on. Tied for top qualifier in stock, leading here in open.
Todd Wolf was in there for a minute, but now Levi LaValle has moved into third as we watch great fight for the lead.
You saw Tate there was able to do that big jump as well, and that's these mods give you so much launch. When you hit the trigger, it's all torque and power, and they're able to clear these holes a lot easier, but then you have to be careful to not over jump and pancake it or come down on the next jump. That's when it'll really mess you up.
Everett's there, but he doesn't seem to be able to do much with Justin Tate right now. Of course, he's getting a lot of snow in the face right in second place. Greg, comparative power, open to stock.
Well, some of the open sleds are getting upwards of 170 horse, depending upon how they're doing it. Some of them are running about 155, but very torquey. A stock sled's down in the 110, 120 range, tops. So there's a significant difference.
Justin Tate, Tucker Hibbert. Followed back in the field by LaValle, Jim Beck Jr., and Todd Wolf. But all the focus is right here at the front.
And you saw it, Tucker got inside, just gave Justin a little bit of a tap, just to rattle him, let him know he's there. And believe me, when he cuts inside like that,
he's got him jumping the side. Tucker Hibbert takes the lead.
Remember when I said nobody executes the cutback go underneath move quite like Morgan? I'd say Hibbert is an extremely close second. And I always wonder about it because these guys leave that opening, that inside opening is vulnerable. You can't do that with these two guys.
Yeah, you just have to wonder why anyone would even consider leaving enough space down the inside there. And I guess the answer to that is it's a consequence of how your sled is handling and, in fact, how you got it into the corner. Back in third place, Levi LaValle.
Well, you bring up, I think, the key point there, how you got it into the corner, because you know somebody like a Morgan or Hibbert's behind you. I think you tend to want to carry a little too much speed into the turn, then you can't get it turned down.
At the front on the final lap, Tucker Hibbert. Tate's in pursuit, LaValle third.
If I had Hibbert and Morgan behind me, I'd end up landing somewhere in Chaska, Minnesota, because I'd be so free.
Well, and you do hear them coming. That's all as well. I mean, you can hear the power of that sled right behind you, perhaps more than even the visual reference. But Tucker Hibbert on his cat going away. Here is LaValle. You can just lift up in the jump. Wow. So Tucker Hibbert takes qualifying round number one, followed by Justin Tate, who is the early leader, and here comes Levi LaValle as he finishes in third place. There'll be more Pro Open when we come back. Welcome back to Shakopee, Minnesota, the Castle Racing HJC Manufacturers Cup. WSA Snocross. Tucker Hibbert. A lot of questions about him this season.
Well, some people have been questioning whether he's really got his head in it. And he's admitted he may be thinking about going motocross full time. They're wondering about his focus, but let's not forget, when he won both pro championships last year, Blair Morgan still had a lot more wins.
Pro Open qualifying continues. There's Carl Kuster, who finished fourth at Valcourt in Pro Open.
Sits third in the open points right now and is having himself perhaps a breakthrough season, the kind of season he needs to make sure he's back next year.
There's the starting grid as we continue Pro Open qualifying. Carl Kuster, one of the key guys in this run.
Mike Island, too, that bright blue Skidoo over there, he's been awfully quick as well. Look at the launch by Crapo, but then he just got buried in Gibson.
Gibson comes off on the right side. He's not the first to do that here.
It seems like won a race.
Crapo got a great launch and then faded right away.
That's Wolf out front now, but to the left on the inside is Kuster. And there, again, you see that just extreme forward heavy lead by Kuster. Boy, he gets through that turn very effectively.
He makes the left-hander, then the right-hander. That gets him a nose ahead, and Kuster takes the lead.
Island just went by Crapo as well, picked up third.
comes Mike Island. There's Crapo.
Kuster, not when he got by Wolf, he really opened it up in a hurry. This bat. Crapo's not letting him go too easy.
It's the fight for third. The blue sled, of course, is Mike Island. And that one running into him, that's Crapo.
That was your basic shoving match, and Crapo won that. Look at Island. See that rhythm he's got? There it is.
Right back at you.
Boy, Island found that rhythm on the backstretch while Crapo was up and down, up and down. Island just trickled over a couple of them. A la Hibbert, that's all it takes.
Island's in such a good position now. He's beginning to think about taking Todd Wolf. And he does it.
I was going to say, thought about it, did it.
Over.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Man, what a great laughing strip.
Mike Island, the number 8, the blue sled, now takes a hard look at catching and passing Carl Kuster. Back in fourth place. Here's Sean Crapo again.
Island has that big pro stock win at Deadwood, and both Hibbert and Morgan have listed Island as one of the guys that they really are kind of keeping an eye out for these days.
Crapo trying to line up the 17 of Todd Wolf just ahead of him. Battle for third.
I don't know what it is, but Wolf and Amasalo, when they get to Canterbury Fall, it doesn't matter what race it is, they find something.
So Kuster, Mike Island, Todd Wolf, and Sean Crapo. There's Crapo and Wolf.
Well, here comes Crapo. You see that slam he got right there? Let's see. Well, I'll tell you, Wolf went in and just shut the door on him. I think that comes down to what you said earlier about he heard him coming. He saw the ski tips come in, and Wolf just went in a little deeper and turned in hard. But here we go again.
Oh, goodbye, Sean Crapo. Oh, maybe not. I thought he had him, and he does.
Well, Wolf looked like he had the counter done, but Crapo had it figured out, exiting the turn, and got inside, made the move. So a great move by Crapo.
Mike Island's in trouble, Craig. Mike Island on board.
Man, he had driven such a brilliant race at that point. Boy, he is losing time and speed. He's up again.
Oh, that hurt. Yeah, I'm going to think about
he's shaking up. Oh, he is shaking up.
Well, he sure had the wind knocked out of him on that one.
Oh, I think it's leg. Look at that right leg. He's going for the D. Oh, that's not good.
So with Mike Island in trouble, Carl Kuster is still out in front. John Crapo second, Wolf is third.
We mentioned earlier Kusto needing this season, needing to really prove something as we go back to watching Island a little bit. And what we're getting at, there has been some speculation that Blair Morgan Racing, as Kuster takes this win, would probably only field 2 pro guys, and Steve Taylor wants to go pro. Just that Kuster's got something to prove that he belongs. Certainly looked like it here.
Crapo in second. We're worried now about Mike Island. Still sitting on the sled. He's got plenty of help there, but he's going to tough it out. And at least he can stand on it now.
Watch right here. Bang. See how he moved? You can see how the right leg buckled a little bit. Oh, man. And he came down and he's able to save it, but you can see he is definitely hurting it. He goes right for the leg now. Maybe just pulled a hamstring, too. We don't know if
he guts it out. Isn't that great?
It'd be awful tough to make even that jump, Paul, if you just blown your knee out. So I think that's the good news. But I think he's tweaked something a little bit in that right leg. Look at that, head down. He's still hurt.
Well, Mike Island really takes it on the knee. Fortunately, it appears he's okay. We'll be back right after this. Blair Morgan sits astride his Skidoo, ready for Pro Open Final. Close battle with Tucker Hibbert.
He has 327 points. Tucker's second with 301. And the problem for Tucker is, Paul, we're getting to the point in the season where he's going to need some help from Morgan. And Morgan's struggling, having some sort of problem, or he'll never be able to make up that margin, that deficit.
There is Pro Open qualifying as we're ready for the final. And Tucker Hibbert with that third place finish in round 2, it certainly didn't help him.
Nope, that cost him a couple of points in that battle. That's what he has got to avoid. Looks like Crapo, yep, second in a row this weekend with the Sport Tech Hole Shot Award. Boy, Crapo's got the launch dialed.
Yeah, he just got it nailed. It's an off-course. Ken trying to get it going.
Look at that snow dust. See, that's exactly what we're talking about. Look at the roost coming off Crapo's sled. You're back in that, it absolutely blinds you.
Yeah, Crapo's in perfect positioning out in front. Levi LaValle is trying to chase Blair Morgan, but here's the leader. There's Morgan. LaValle sits third right now.
Boy, so Team Industries Polaris team looking pretty strong. And Hibbert right now buried in the 5th spot, actually 6th outside. It's Pitlick now.
And that's exactly what Hibbert can't do. He's got to get up here in front. And as you said, Greg, he's also got to pray that Blair Morgan has a problem or two.
Well, that's what happened last year that really helped Tucker to the championships. At Vernon, New York, Morgan had a problem, and at Canterbury in the other class, he had a mechanical issue. Right now, Morgan isn't having those kind of problems, and Tucker is just each race losing a little ground. He definitely needs some help.
Last pass on the line, Hibbert did get around Pitlick. Morgan still in pursuit of Crapo. It's Polaris, Skidoo, Polaris, 1, 2, 3.
And you know the thing that's impressing me here as I've been watching it, it's early in the going, but it looks to me like Crapo's actually extending that margin over Morgan, and we haven't seen that in some time. And right now, Levi LaValle is having the drive, the race of his short pro career.
Yeah, but right behind him, he's got Carl Kuster, and then back behind Kuster is this guy. But he's staying there, and he can't afford to do that.
Now that point swing, 2nd to 5th right now, that's really going to play into Morgan's favor and make it awfully tough for Hibbert to have any kind of shot at the championship. I know we've got some races left, but it is getting deep in the season.
I know you said that Crapo got a great launch, and he certainly did, as we watch Hibbert trying to close on Kuster. But since Crapo got out in front, he's been able to maintain the distance. Hibbert takes a try on Kuster. In the air, side by side, and Hibbert finally gets around him. But it's a battle for 4th, and he needs so much more than that.
Well, and Hibbert, once again, coming out of that tight left hairpin, that little 90-degree right-hand kink, Hibbert's got a line through there and exiting it that allows him to get on the throttle very, very soon. And it is paying big dividends.
Kuster dumps it. Fortunately, he gets right back up, but boy, he really pitches that sled. Now back in 3rd place, it's LaValle and Hibbert.
On that back straight where Kuster went down, that's where we saw Island struggle. There are some spots back there.
LaValle goes with him. And now Hibbert resolves the fight. Mike Island, by the way, since you mentioned him, have now moved into 5th place with the booster off.
And we showed that replay of Island's crash going to our last break, and when I looked at it, I think what may have happened, he may have just banged his kneecap off the hood of the sled. You know what that feels like, just immense pain, and you realize, maybe it's not that bad, ice it down a bit. But I'll tell you what, Blair Morgan still not able to make a dent on Sean Crapo.
So it remains Polaris Skidoo now with Hibbert moved into 3rd place.
I think we're seeing absolute final evidence that one Crapo's healed, 2, his confidence is just pegging right now. He looks so good.
And you know what? It is good to see him back. Trouble up ahead.
That's Jim Beck Jr. having an off in that 180.
Yeah, I want to make sure y'all get by. The other side of the sled would be better.
I'm not sure who that was, but they were clearly doubling and jumping in the yellow flag zone. That's normally a black flag penalty. I don't know who it was.
It looked like it might have been this guy, Tucker Hibbert. Of course, he's struggling in 3rd. At the front, here comes Morgan. Morgan's got him.
He made up an awfully significant deficit extremely quickly, so I wonder if something isn't up with Crapo. I don't know if it's mechanical or maybe physical. It is so cold today, but Morgan right now moving up, and look at Amasalo, that's awfully close.
And Tommy Amasalo takes a look back to the left. Crapo was on his right at the time, though, so Crapo certainly had to tiptoe. It's now Morgan, Crapo, Hibbert.
Well, I think Morgan came up on Tommy so fast that he came along. Tommy realized he was there as he looked over, and Morgan went by. And you're right. If he would have turned hard right to avoid Morgan, he could have taken Crapo out. So everybody seems to be able to get through, no worries.
108, Levi LaValle looking good for his place back at the front, Blair Morgan.
Well, Hibbert obviously has gone by LaValle, so he's in that top 3. Now the question is, what does he have for Crapo?
Well, one thing he has is a great deal of distance to try to make up if he wants to catch either Crapo or Morgan. He is getting a glimpse. There's John Crapo. Here comes Hibbert.
You notice Amasalo now aware he's in traffic, making sure he's out of the way. Very sportsmanlike.
Amasalo is the 27th sled. After he let Hibbert get past, he picked the pace up again.
One thing I love to be watching Tucker Hibbert, and you see it in the Morgans, you see it now in the Sean Crapos, is that rhythm. They just get this rhythm, boom, 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 no matter what. And then Tucker throws it to
Hibbert. Oh, man, I'll tell you what, he has worked that area perfectly every time he goes down, and this time it pays off as Hibbert goes to second place ahead of Sean Crapo.
Hibbert, my success in Canterbury, the rhythm method.
Morgan, Hibbert, Crapo. You really said that.
I did say that.
Hibbert, he reaches down with his left hand. What was he doing?
Well, the only thing I can think of is that, like I said, it's so cold here and they're wearing real light gloves, and I wonder if he maybe wasn't just flexing it, trying to get some feeling back in it.
That's Ibsen just ahead of Hibbert. Ibsen's got his hands full as well. And Hibbert finally gets around him. You look back at the leader. This will give us some idea. Look at the interval.
Man, Morgan is gone. That's Nakazawa. Hibbert's laughing right now, but he is so far back.
You know, you have to say something to the fact that Morgan, Hibbert, Crapo, LaValle are all just overhauling the rest of the field. And Blair Morgan takes the win. Blair Morgan wins in Pro Open.
Well, and after Hibbert ran him down in stock, Morgan responds. Here comes Hibbert. And that is not what Hibbert wants to see as we watch Crapo take a great third in terms of closing that points gap up. Looking a little bleak right now for Tucker Hibbert. Levi LaValle, another top 5. Maybe that formula is dialed.
Oh, keep an eye on Levi LaValle. But looking back now, Tucker Hibbert did everything that he could. He talks to Blair Morgan. His problem is going to be that Blair Morgan is sitting there. Blair Morgan takes the win, and Hibbert needs a little help from Morgan, though it's not likely to come as we take a look at Pro Open final result.
Gotta like what we're seeing there in 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Those are right now possibly the 3 guys. And Justin Tate is on form as well. Can't count him out these days. I really do think things may be just snugging up a little bit at the front.
Yeah, you know what I like most of all is that it's getting tighter and tighter at the top of the field. Blair Morgan with his 5th Pro Open win. Well, Blair Morgan has managed to do it once again. Another Pro Open win. What a season he's having in Pro Open. Let's take a look at those points as he stretches out from Tucker Hibbert. Hibbert's going to have a lot of work if he wants to catch him. So Blair Morgan with the win. Here's Jerry.
Blair, back to the whole title of Superman. We talked earlier about stomping it this weekend, putting the mark, putting the final nails on the coffin, got a second in the stock, but you were ripping down that straight to pass Sean Crapo.
Yeah, I feel good. You know, I was pretty mad about the 440, and I wanted to come out in the open and show everybody up. So, yeah, I feel good. Sean was riding an awesome race. He's going fast. He's pulling away on me a little bit. I think maybe he got a little bit tired, and then he picked a bad line, and I got him. So, yeah, I feel good. And then I guess Tucker got him near the end of the race and got second. So, yeah, same guys who won the 440 are up here again.
Whittling your way down to Lake Geneva in a possible championship.
Yeah, feel good. You know, I don't even really think about the points or championship or whatever, but I just want to go out and do the best I can every time I go out there.
And represent for your team, Blair Morgan Racing.
Yeah, the Skidoo team is doing awesome. The Oakley goggles, the Kiaba suspension, KYB Enzo working mint out there. It was those huge holes and bumps or whatever. It was all good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Now, will Blair Morgan pull off that championship?
Well, the next time we're going to find out a little bit more about it will be the Menominee Casino Superstars of Snowcross. Will be airing on ESPN2 Thursday, March 20th, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And for Tucker Hibbert, as he takes the tape off, I'd say his championship hopes are a little akimbo right now as he makes his run toward that championship. But if he rides like this, Paul, who knows?
Yeah, his style is good. He just really needs this man, Blair Morgan, to have a little bit of bad luck. Not that we would wish it, but it sure would make a great battle for the championship. Blair Morgan takes the win here in Pro Open. And how does his dad feel about that? Well, you know, Blair Morgan is back to being, that's right, the Superman, 7C. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. WSA Snocross. The Menominee Casino Superstars of Snowcross from Shawano, Wisconsin. We're going to begin with qualifying and pro stock round 1. There is the lineup. Tucker Hibbert in this group. Right in the center, keep an eye over on the far right side, that's Trevor John.
This is a very important race here as we go green because you earned points in the qualifying heats and Hibbert is trailing Morgan and he got buried off the line, Paul. He's almost dead last.
Oh, you bet he did. He's actually second from last as Trevor John picks up the lead. There's Trevor John.
Great start by Trevor, and it looks like Noel Kohansky behind him and then Pitlick. And Noel has been getting quicker in these last few races. He's really starting to figure out what's going on with this rev, the Ski-Doo rev. And Trevor, boy, I tell you what, he's looking awfully good. Look at this pack.
Oh, look at this nice little fight. As Pitlick finally is able to push out, but look way in the back, too. Tucker Hibbert does nothing. Kohansky gets in trouble.
He tried to stick his nose underneath Trevor John, didn't get far enough up. Trevor turned across on him, Paul. Skis to the track. Noel got into the big tank slapper, was lucky to save it.
And now it looks like third place is going to become about a four-way battle. Everybody gets big air this time around.
It's a great scrap. Now here comes Lavallee on the 108 Polaris, the red machine, coming after Noel. And behind him is the blue Bud Light Skidoo of Mike Island.
Trevor John has the lead. Kohansky now under attack for second place.
Looks like Carl Shabitsky trying to get a run around the outside of Island for fourth.
Levi Lavallee working on second place, trying to get it.
He has kept his remarkable streak alive since he jumped to the pro class after Duluth. Up to this weekend anyway, he has made every final that he possibly could. So pressure's on just a little bit, but he's been responding to it beautifully.
And still very little out of Tucker Hibbert. He struggles back there. Trevor John out in front. Though now this battle for second place as Lavallee tries to look to the inside is bringing them forward toward the front.
Well, the temperatures from yesterday to today have plummeted. We're 30 degrees colder today than we were yesterday. So that snow now, which was pretty heavy yesterday, is frozen, and it gets up and just hangs, and the visibility is tough to get through, and that may be what's holding Hibbert up just a little bit.
Noel Kohanski has been able to withstand the challenge of Levi LaValle. Look on the outside there. Tucker Hibbert is finally on the move, but so is Levi LaValle as he comes up and reminds Kohanski that he's there. Hibbert tries to go around on the far outside.
Levi did almost the same thing to Noel that Noel did to Trevor, but Levi sensed what was going to happen, eased out of it before they hit. And that's...
Oh, man, look at this. Hibbert comes up into this battle for a second, dials around the far outside. He is laying the speed on now. And Hibbert comes to second. Well, he's battling with Noel.
And he's doing it again. I was just going to say, Shades and Winter X running that high, fast outside line. He did it at X. He does it better than anybody else, and it's taken him from fourth to second.
So Hibbert suddenly is able to cut through the field. He got the rhythm of everybody else, and Tucker Hibbert goes to the front. But Trevor John tries to answer him.
Yeah, he's if you're in sprint car terminology, he's outside up on the cushion and is absolutely just letting it hang out. And look at Levi coming after Noel.
Noel comes down hard. Levi LaValle comes down to the inside. LaValle now has third place. Noel Kohanski tries to come back at him. Whoa! Look at this. Levi LaValle dumps Trevor John.
Boy, he got into the back of Trevor just as Trevor was turning in, and the back of this track was coming over a little roller, and it just popped that track up, and it just popped Trevor right off over the nose of the sled.
Now, here comes Crapo into this fight. Crapo on number 3 as he comes out alongside LaValle behind Kohanski.
Sean Crapo coming off an unbelievable weekend at the most recent round at Canterbury Park at Shakopee. 3 podiums, including a special Friday night feature. He is on fire as of late.
With 1 lap to go now, Tucker Hibbert from well back in the pack to the lead is virtually checked out. It's a 3-way fight for second.
Keep in mind now that Crapo and LaValle teammates for Team Industries, and LaValle with Crapo's injury and the like has sort of had the early season glory, but Crapo stealing some of that back.
Kohanski, Crapo, LaValle, that's the fight for second place. Here comes the checkered flag. Amazing for Tucker Hibbert. Come from behind, takes the win. Trevor John, the early leader, goes by the wayside when he gets pitched off the sled. Some terrible luck for Trevor John, but this is beginning to show us how good pro stock has become this year.
Well, here's a look at what happened, and you saw right there, Trevor was turning in the back of the sled, just coming over a little roller, and watch the back of the sled. It's already, when he gets in the area, starting to turn, and Levi pops him. Levi lucky to not go over. He almost does, but it just drilled Trevor, parked him, and he went off the left side, kind of half over the bar.
Well, welcome back to WSA Snocross from the Shawano County Fairgrounds in Shawano, Wisconsin. I'm Paul Page. Greg Kramer is here. Jerry Bernardo is down trackside. Blair Morgan, DNF, in Pro Open qualifying round 1. You saw that. He won qualifying round 2, so he's looking pretty good.
Well, without a question, he's got the speed. We even saw that in that first round. Reliability might be a little bit suspect in this situation. Here are the results. The bigger issue is take a look at Hibbert. He had a win in a second to Morgan, who had the win and then a DNF. So Hibbert made up a slew of points in that round. Now, Tomiya Masalo, remember, he got 4th from the LCQ in Pro Stock, and he won the LCQ for Pro Open, Paul. He's going to be a factor.
Pro Open points at the conclusion of qualifying with Morgan, Hibbert, Kuster, 1, 2, 3.
And you can see there, Hibbert definitely made up some points on Morgan. So this open class is still wide open, quite literally. This guy, top qualifier, undefeated in the qualifying rounds, had 2 podiums in these classes at Canterbury in our most recent race, so he is on form.
And Tucker Hibbert, who won in round 1. And now everybody's set. We're ready for Pro Open. When we come back, the green flag will fall. All right, we're set to go. Pro Open. Final run of the weekend in WSA Snocross. This has all the makings of a great battle.
So close in qualifying. Neither Morgan nor Hibbert the top qualifier. Oh, this is going to be great.
One guy, it's Ken Ibsen, he's down in the back.
Tell you, there are times this year that if he doesn't have bad luck, he's got no luck.
Brad Pidlick goes off on the left side.
Another problem for the local favorite.
And Tucker Hibbert's got a problem.
Look at the smoke pall. Just pouring out of the engine compartment.
Wow, I haven't seen that in ages, especially with Tucker Hibbert's name attached to it.
That's Trevor John leading, Morgan second. That's 108 Lavallee third. And Todd Wolf, who's been incredibly tough this weekend, sits in the fourth spot on that skidoo. But whither goes Hibbert, man? I think he lunched with that smoke. He just blew a motor. He got this, look at that. Yeah. He got the Sport Tech Hole Shot Award, and then he just blew up.
Well, you use all that power right at the start, you kind of run out about 50 yards down the course. Hibbert's out of it. Trevor John sits in second, but boy, he's looking good right behind Blair Morgan.
Yep, well, we were looking at Hibbert. Morgan made the pass. Look at his battle for third. Levi inside, Wolfie way outside.
LaValle trying to work on Todd Wolf. Oh, and he's got him. Now he's looking for Trevor John in second.
Keep in mind a little conflagration between these two in the pro stock rounds when they got together. These guys don't really, unless it was a blatant deal, they don't really remember it too much. They're more focused on what's in front of them normally.
Yeah, but that's why we're here, is to kind of stir the pot, you know what I'm saying.
True indeed. Boy, Wolf staying awfully close to LaValle. He has not let him get away.
LaValle still working on Trevor. Whoa! He almost gets it off, but Levi keeps it under him and keeps going.
Well, early in the year, we focused quite a bit on Levi not being able to finish the big races. Does well in qualifying, but struggles. He now, though, has 5 top 5s on the season, so he's figured out the formula to get her to the end of the big long races as well.
Todd Wolf, Sean Crapo. Crapo down low. Part of that whole freight train that's running behind the leader here.
Right there, that's number, I can tell you, Crapo, we talked about him being the top qualifier. Look at there, right there, skipping across a couple of those big, big rollers. He gets a nose in front. Crapo's been so fast this weekend.
They still go side by side, but Crapo's in a little better shape coming off the corner. 3 top, 3 finishes. Wow.
And keep in mind, that's an abbreviated season.
That's an injured guy.
Yeah.
Carl Kuster, Todd Wolf, Mike Island.
And there's Amasalo right behind Island. Back row start from that LCQ. Kuster's airing it out.
Oh, Kuster right in the thick of it.
And LaValle, we just saw him. He has closed up again right on the back of Trevor John. So some good racing here. Look at that.
3 ways they go for 5th. In the meantime, up here, the fight for second continues as LaValle works on Trevor John. Blair, for the most part, is checked out in front.
LaValle trying those inside lines, and he has to because Trevor, in those first 2 turns, is running the outside lines. Now LaValle cuts back.
Oh, this is good. LaValle tries to get down inside.
That was very deja vu-like, because if he would have stayed with that, he would have knocked Trevor John around pretty solidly again.
An incredibly cold day here. Temperatures at about 7-8 degrees. Making it that much harder for these guys. LaValle giving it everything he can, though.
Look at it. Oh, look at this. There's 5 sleds pretty much covered by the proverbial blanket here.
We're going to take it back to second place now. Trevor John still holding off Levi LaValle. It's Blair Morgan that's in first ahead of this.
Watch Levi. If he does what I'm thinking in the second turn, I've watched him the last couple of laps. He's working a line in high outside and then cut hard down low. But now this time he went way tighter inside. But he'd been running wide and then diving to the apex there and closing up a lot.
You know what? And we got a disabled sled off on the racer's left. But I think they're catching Morgan.
Now they might be. We saw Blair. Now Blair got to get through some lap traffic, and that may have held him up just a little bit.
So now working their way through traffic. Wow, the whole fight's right together there now.
Yep, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and there's Tommy right there outside at number 27. Man, again, an incredible run from the back row.
Yeah, considering the temperature and the fact that he came out of the LCQ, Amasalo has really got to be whipped. Here comes the fight for second. John and Levi LaValle again.
Once again, Levi almost offloading. He's riding so hard, trying to figure out a way to get by Trevor John. Crapo right there, trying to duck underneath Gooster. Denied.
Oh, man, what great racing this is. Again, back to the fight for second.
And watch it all right here. Look at this. That's the move I was talking about by LaValle. In wide, cut low, go to throttle. He closed up a little bit, but this is the compelling racing as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sleds still duking it out for fourth.
Compelling. It's awesome. What a great fight. Back in the field. Crapo takes a look back. He wants to see who's going to be charging him next.
Well, my apologies for a lack of effective hyperbole. It is indeed awesome. And Island back there trying to figure out what can he do, much like LaValle's been trying to figure out what to do with the one-armed bandit here. What a ride by Trevor John, knowing that that shoulder, after that off he had in stock, has to be killing him.
Gonna take a look back. Tommy Amasalo as he comes down the backside.
Well, you know, Tommy, the big Finlander, very strong, and the longer the race goes and the choppier it gets, he just tapes it and hangs on. He's not particularly smooth at times, but he's always, especially late in the race, very effective. And then you've got this scrap right here as well. Wolf and Island, they've been duking it out for 4 laps. I think Island finally maybe got him here.
Yeah, maybe by just a bit. And now Island pulls away. All right, there's first place, Blair Morgan. We're going to look for second. Beat Trevor John. Here he comes with LaValle working him from third.
And right there, you got a little idea of what the difference is between Morgan and the others. You watch LaValle and Trevor, they rolled down into that one big lip that Morgan cleared. He paused, but he's at least trying to eliminate that slow roll and trying to skip over a couple things.
LaValle's tried it about every way he can. Now he's just going to try to drag race with Trevor John. And they continue the drag race. LaValle's going to try the inside. Nope, not this time. LaValle tries it again, almost gets a ski all the way up on Trevor John. John will not be challenged.
I tell you, by the end of this weekend, most of Trevor's equipment's going to have a lot of red on it from Levi. Skis, bodywork, whatever. There's been some grinding going on between these two.
Just the kind of race that the fans love, and for that matter, the racers love.
And that's is that Amasalo?
It sure looked like it. Wow. He's come into this fight.
Look at that, outside. These two guys, they don't realize he's there, Paul.
Amasalo gets Levi LaValle. Now he's going to get LaValle speared once again.
I think that...
Oh, unbelievable.
Morgan got the win, but that battle for second, third, fourth... Oh, Lord.
Whoa, what a lap.
Look at Tony.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Oh, man. And Trevor John is exhausted and disappointed and hurt.
I bet that shoulder's ripping him up. Look at Tommy. He's enjoying this moment. for Tucker Hibbert, talk about losing a slew of points. It may be going away on him.
Oh, and he's just thinking, wow, how cool it would have been to be part of that. We'll be back. Let me tell you, you just saw one great Pro Open run.
No question. I mean, up front, Morgan had it pretty well covered, but Trevor John, he's third. Gary?
The torch, Trevor John, shoulder injury, not a problem for you. On the podium, first time here in Shawano. Great race with Levi Lavalle. What was that like having him hound you?
Yeah, he was pretty much on me the whole time. I just kind of tried to ride my own race, and we battled a little bit earlier today in our qualifiers, so I knew he was trying for it. It was a fun race, though. There was somebody right on me, and actually that end of the race, Tony came out of nowhere, and he just passed us both, so it was pretty wild.
Yeah, good race for the fans, though. Good job.
Yeah, thanks. I'd like to just thank my mechanics and Articat for putting together this whole deal. It's been a good season.
You know, you got to slide that stuff in a little bit earlier, but if you haven't been on the podium that much, you may not know it. There are the points. Morgan at the top, Hibbert second, Kuster third.
And you see the huge swing as a result of Tucker's DNF in that final. Morgan's ballooned her right back out again with 2 races to go.
So Blair Morgan, as he takes the win in a great Pro Open 1 and celebrates appropriately.
Well-deserved, certainly, and the problem on the other end, look at the smoke billowing from Tucker Hibbert. He hit the throttle, got the whole shot award, and then promptly launched the engine, and that may be a championship gone away, and you can see the frustration.
You like WSA Snocross? We've got more for you. The Ski-Doo Michigan Snocross airs on ESPN, and there the air times. Gaylord, Michigan. Oh, man, we got some stuff coming for you as the championship battle continues.
Well, Paul, if the performance we saw today from Tomi Amasalo is any indication, there may be a spoiler or two that's going to get right in the thick of this. You're not going to want to miss it. He was on form.
And Jerry Bernardo getting a little... Oh, Jerry, you just pulled the winner over. Oh, man.
And look at that. That's Gilles Thibault. That's Blair's mechanic. Jerry's attacking now. And I think Morgan's got an idea here. Uh-oh. Fire it up. Line it up.
Oh, Morgan, I love you.
Barry Bernardo.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.